As a 56-year-old cancer survivor, I know that Big Pharma doesn't want us to know that everything we put in our mouth is either fighting disease or feeding it. And we know that many of the chemicals and toxins hidden in some of the foods in the US are actually banned in other countries. So it should not come as a surprise that 70% of all American adults are on prescription medication. Now, the reality is this: the foods we eat can be the most healing form of medicine or the slowest form of poison. But here's the good news: health and healing is possible when we educate ourselves, become our own advocates, and change the habits that lead to disease. All right, go ahead, get your health on.
You know, when you hear those words, cancer, most people automatically think death. I had prostate cancer, and research shows that prostate cancer is connected to things like dairy and meat.
Some call him the juice guy, but let me stop you right there. If you're picturing a man in yoga pants running a juice bar, that's not the full story.
Like, I would be in so much pain that I would go into the bathroom and put towels under so my son wouldn't hear me screaming because I was just in that much pain.
Harold Leffall's journey goes way beyond smoothies and celery sticks. At the end of this video, all you're going to see is a man who took one of life's scariest diagnoses and turned it into a blueprint for wellness, resilience, and empowerment. And because I know you'll want to try some of his magic yourself, I've got you covered. I'll be sharing a few of Harold's go-to juice recipes, the ones he swears by for glowing skin, better digestion, staying hydrated, and even fighting off the flu. You'll want to stick around till the end of this video. Harold Leffall was born in 1968. His educational background includes a bachelor's degree from California State University, East Bay, earned between 1985 and 1990, followed by a master's degree in management from National University in 1995-1996. His education and early career gave him the tools and mindset that would later shape how he faced one of the biggest challenges of his life, his cancer diagnosis. Now, here's the thing. Harold didn't start out as a wellness guru. He wasn't born into kale salads and morning meditations. In fact, he was living what most people would call a pretty regular life, working hard, chasing success, building his business. And then in 2015, at the age of just 47, everything changed. He got the kind of news that makes your heart drop and your stomach flip: prostate cancer. Now, let's pause. Think about that for a second. Most of us plan out our 40s around careers, families, maybe a vacation or two, not fighting for our lives. But Harold's story shows us that sometimes life's interruptions become the exact thing that redirects us to our true purpose. And that's why you need to keep watching, because Harold didn't just survive cancer. He rebuilt himself from the ground up. He's living proof that you can take your pain and turn it into power, your illness and turn it into impact. And here's another twist. He didn't just stop at saving his own life. Nope, Harold went on to inspire thousands through his company, You Are Enough, his books, and his work as a motivational speaker. His story isn't just about getting healthier, it's about showing people that healing, in every sense of the word, is possible. So if you've ever doubted whether mindset, nutrition, or holistic health could really make a difference, Harold's story might change your mind. And by the end of this video, you might just see why his motto should be yours too. So let's rewind to 2015. Harold was 47 years old, still young, still building, still dreaming. He wasn't the picture of someone expecting to hear the C word. But then came that doctor's appointment, the one where time suddenly slows down: prostate cancer.
Back in 2015, I got the call that nobody ever wants to get, and it was something that changed my life.
Now, here's where we need to pause, because this isn't just Harold's story. Prostate cancer is actually the second leading cause of cancer death among men. And for Black men specifically, the risk is almost double. That's not scare tactics. That's the reality, which means Harold's story isn't just personal, it's a wake-up call. Imagine being told at 47 that your life might not stretch as long as you thought. Would you crumble? Would you freeze? Or would you fight?
For Harold, the first wave of emotions was exactly what you'd expect: shock, fear, uncertainty. He's spoken about how devastating those first moments felt.
I was really shocked by the diagnosis. I never expected for a doctor to tell me that I had cancer.
And honestly, who wouldn't feel that way? But here's where his path took a turn. Instead of letting the diagnosis define him, Harold decided to take control of his narrative. Doctors laid out the usual options: surgery, radiation, chemotherapy. And make no mistake, those treatments save lives every single day. But Harold knew his body, and he knew he wanted to explore more than just the standard route. He asked questions, he did his research, he sought second opinions, and that's something worth underlining here: self-advocacy. Most of us nod along when a doctor speaks, too scared or too overwhelmed to push back. But Harold's story reminds us that when it comes to your health, you remain your own best advocate. Now, here's where it gets deeper. Cancer wasn't just a physical diagnosis for Harold, it was a mirror forcing him to look at his lifestyle, his stress levels, his diet, his mindset, even his unresolved traumas. And instead of running from that reflection, he faced it head on.
And that really started me on a journey to figuring out, well, how did this happen to me? How did this happen?
That's when Harold started shifting from why me to what now. And that shift made all the difference. And let me tell you, this isn't the part where he just popped a green juice and called it a day. Oh no. The path ahead was hard. It was messy. It was filled with trial and error. But it also became the turning point that birthed a whole new Harold, one committed not just to surviving cancer, but to thriving after it. And this is where his story really starts to flip the script. Because what most people see as the end of the road, Harold turned into the start of a new journey, one fueled by holistic health, plant-based living, and a mindset that refused to give in.
Don't throw away that orange peel. Let's make a delicious healing tea. So we're going to add the orange peel to boiling water, add about 4 tablespoons of hibiscus flowers, add some ginger. Then we're going to let it boil for about 5 minutes, and then let it sit for another 5 minutes with no heat. Now, this fusion of flavors is refreshing with tons of antioxidants, and the hibiscus flowers is actually great for lowering blood pressure. Now, you can drink this either hot or cold, and you can add a little honey if you like it sweet. All right, well, you know what to do. Go ahead, get your orange peel hibiscus tea on. As a 56-year-old cancer survivor, I know that Big Pharma doesn't want us to know that everything we put in our mouth is either fighting disease or feeding it. And we know that many of the chemicals and toxins hidden in some of the foods in the U.S. are actually banned in other countries. So it should not come as a surprise that 70% of all American adults are on prescription medication. Now, the reality is this: the foods we eat can be the most healing form of medicine or the slowest form of poison. But here's the good news: health and healing is possible when we educate ourselves, become our own advocates, and change the habits that lead to disease. All right, go ahead, get your health on. Let's kick that cold or flu to the curb with these immunity bombs. So just grab 2 oranges, 1 lemon, 2-inch ginger, 2-inch turmeric, and about a half a teaspoon of black pepper. Now, this natural remedy is quick and easy to make, and it's great for these colder months when it seems like so many people are getting the cold or flu and coughing and sneezing and all of that stuff that we don't like to do. Now, this juice recipe is packed with powerful nutrients, not only to boost your immune system, but also gives you that natural energy boost. Now, we add some black pepper because it helps with the absorption of the turmeric. So we're going to take all those ingredients, add it to an ice tray, and then we're going to freeze. And then after it's frozen, pop one of those babies into a mug, pour hot water on top, and get ready to feel better. All right, get your immunity bombs on.
Now let's talk about the part that earned Harold his nickname, the juice guy. First up, celery juice. Yep, plain old celery. Every morning, Harold starts his day with a glass on an empty stomach. Why? He believes it helps detoxify the body, fight inflammation, and keep his energy levels balanced. Now, whether you're a celery fan or not, the ritual itself is powerful. It's about starting your day by choosing health first. Imagine swapping your morning coffee for a green glass of celery juice. Would you survive? Harold says yes, and he swears it gave him the edge he needed. Then came black seed oil. This was a game changer, recommended to him by an herbalist.
Black seed oil. Black seed oil, I take this twice a day. One in the morning before breakfast and the second one in the evening. This has helped me to not have to deal with a lot of the side effects that are associated with prostate cancer.
For centuries, black seed oil has been praised as the remedy for everything but death. It's packed with antioxidants and is believed to support immunity, respiratory health, and even digestion. Harold added it to his routine and credited it as a major part of keeping his system strong during recovery. Next in the lineup, sea moss. This mineral-rich seaweed has become trendy in recent years, but Harold was ahead of the curve. Sea moss is loaded with iodine and other essential minerals that support thyroid function, immunity, and digestion. For Harold, it wasn't about trends. It was about replenishing his body with what cancer and stress had drained.
If you're having issues with your skin, eczema, or if you're having issues with losing hair.
And then there's ashwagandha. Think of it as nature's chill pill. Ashwagandha is an adaptogen, which means it helps your body adapt to stress. For Harold, it became a tool to calm his mind, balance his energy, and keep him grounded in the middle of an uncertain fight. Because here's the truth, healing isn't just about fighting disease. It's also about calming your nervous system so your body has the energy to actually repair itself. One more starts layer, soursop. Also known as graviola, it's a tropical fruit often praised for its antioxidants and immune-boosting properties. Some cultures even use it in traditional medicine for its potential anti-cancer benefits. Harold brought it into his diet as another layer of defense, and for him, it symbolized nature giving back what illness had tried to take away.
Now, I first became familiar with the soursop when I was going through that whole cancer experience because soursop is well known for its anti-cancer properties.
Now here's what's important. Harold didn't treat these supplements as magic bullets. He didn't claim one juice or one herb cured his cancer. Instead, he treated them as part of a larger system. Nutrition, movement, mindset, and therapy all working together. That's the piece most people miss when they chase wellness fads. And let's be honest, most of us buy one supplement, take it for a week, then forget it in the back of the cabinet. Harold's story is a reminder that consistency is what actually makes the difference. By building a daily rhythm around these practices, Harold wasn't just fighting cancer. He was rebuilding his immune system, restoring his energy, and creating a foundation for long-term health. His supplement routine wasn't about quick fixes. It was about resilience. And that's why years later, people don't just know him as the man who beat cancer. They know him as the juice guy, the man who turned natural remedies into a lifestyle and a lifestyle into a movement. Harold's mindset was simple but powerful. He believed the mind and body work together.
You have to find hope, and it's going to start in your mind. It doesn't start on your plate. It doesn't start in your refrigerator. It's going to start in your mind. You have to have the mind to say that I am not this diagnosis, and I am going to get better.
Yeah.
My A1C is 5.6 for those who know numbers, and that's normal. And my glucose level is 83. And I'm coming from a person who 2 years ago was rendered unconscious because my sugar was that high.
Wow.
And I was in the emergency room and I was unconscious for a day and a half in August of 2023. And so now I sit here having taken no diabetic medication for over a year. Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Yes, I also have high blood pressure, and no, I won't claim that. And so me being on medication for so many years has affected my kidneys. And now I have to fight CKD. And so when I decided to go on this 100-day fast, I had been thinking about it. The other quarterly fast was coming up, and I was like, 10 days is not enough.
He didn't deny the seriousness of cancer, but he refused to let it define him. For Harold, prayer, meditation, and positive self-talk weren't just extras, they were essential. He proved that resilience isn't just about what you eat or drink, it's about what you tell yourself every single day.
For me, therapy has really helped me to see those blind spots in my life, all of the trauma that I carry.
Now, remember at the start when I said to stick around for Harold's favorite juice recipes? Here's the good stuff, because if there's one thing the juice guy knows, it's how to turn fruits and veggies into straight up magic for your body. Harold shares tons of these on his YouTube and Instagram, but here are a few of his go-tos that'll make you feel like you just spent a week at a detox retreat. 1. Weight loss and feel-good juice. This is Harold's go-to for weight loss, glowing skin, and all-around hydration. 2 cucumbers, 3 stalks of celery,
celery, 3 green apples, a handful of parsley, 1 whole lemon, unpeeled, a small chunk of ginger. This combo floods your system with hydration, vitamin C, and antioxidants. The parsley helps flush toxins, the ginger boosts circulation, and that unpeeled lemon gives you a zesty dose of glow from within. Consider it the "my skin just entered its soft life era" juice. 2. Flu Fighter. Perfect for when you feel that annoying tickle in your throat or when the weather can't make up its mind. Here's how he makes it. Pineapple peels, don't throw them out, fresh ginger, cloves, cinnamon sticks. He boils everything together, lets it steep, and sips it hot. It's spicy, sweet, and packed with natural immune boosters. He swears by it for fighting off colds and keeping inflammation down. Plus, it makes your whole kitchen smell like self-care. Vitamin C plus anti-inflammatory power is basically immunity armor in a glass. Number 3, Parasite Cleanse Juice. Now this one, Harold calls it his Parasite Cleanse, and let's just say it's not for beginners. It's strong, zesty, and made to help flush your system and reset your gut. It contains fresh papaya plus the seeds. That's the secret weapon. Pineapple, key lime, oranges. Papaya seeds are known for their anti-parasitic properties, while pineapple and citrus help clear out your digestive tract and support your immune system. It's refreshing, but with a serious kick, like your stomach just went through a tropical deep clean. So whether you're trying to clear your skin, boost your immune system, or just get your energy back, Harold's recipes prove that wellness doesn't have to be complicated or bland. His whole philosophy is simple. You are enough. Take care of your body, pour into yourself, literally, and the results will show, inside and out.